This is the second of 3 programs about extracting metadata about log files. Specifically, we want to look at the dates involved in the log files. And the first subproblem we have to solve is getting the dates from the log file names themselves. And then we want just one date. There may be multiple log files that involve the same date, but we just want the date itself. And we want to summarize information for that date. So that's sort of indicated in the first column, which just says dates. And that involves actually 2 subproblems, both of which are solved in this video. The first subproblem is extracting the date itself. And the second subproblem is getting rid of duplicates, because if you have 6 log files with the same date, we don't want 6 dates listed, we just want 1. So if we look at the code behind, the first problem is solved in a handmaiden function called extract date. And basically, since the dates start with 2001 in all cases, like 2011, 2012, 2013, and so on, we get an index of 201. And that index is set into an integer variable called date start. And we get a substring of the file, the actual file name, that starts at this index, and that is only 8 characters, because every date is going to be 8 characters long. It's 4 characters for the year, 2 characters for the month, and 2 characters for the day. So this subroutine actually solves the first problem of extracting the date. And then for the duplicate file name problem, we need to get into a concept called break boundaries. And break boundaries essentially set a break boundary memory variable, and they read in information and check it against a break boundary, and if they're not the same, then we have a break, and if they are the same, then we don't do anything, because we only want to respond when there's a break. So in this case, we initially set the break boundary variable to xxxx. So we read in the date, actually the log file name, into strlog, and then we extract the date using our extract date function. And then we check to see if the date is the same as the break boundary date. And if it's not, we have a break boundary. So we actually put the date into the list view via putting into the text property of the list view item, and then adding this list view item to the actual list view control. And then we set the break boundary equal to the date. So the break boundary and the date will be the same at this point until we read in a new date, at which point we get a new break boundary. So this technique allows us to only print out one date instead of multiple dates that are the same. So if we compile and run this, we'd see the date information, which is year, month, day. We just get 1 for each date. There's 2013 10/09, 2013 10/10, 2013 January 8th. Needless to say, these aren't in order. There's an order to it, but the order is based on the over program rather than the dates themselves. But we've solved the 2 problems in any case. We've extracted just the date, and we've printed out only unique dates, only 1 date for each date that's represented. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a lot, and I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe.